So there are some very popular keyboards out there that you can basically choose from. You can choose Gboard, Swiftkey, and they're both available on a lot of different platforms, including iPhones and Androids. So I want to go and kind of break down exactly what the differences are and which one is a better one for you. Now, number one, Swiftkey is made by Microsoft and Gboard is made by Google, two of the biggest companies in the world. So kind of keep that in mind. They're both going to be fairly similar with some key differences. Now, if you kind of look through basically their layout here, they kind of give you the same type of experience. So there's emojis, there's swipe typing, things like that. Now, when you actually open up the application, the standard application, there is a lot of customizing you can do here as well. So you can see there's a language support, multi-language support, there's themes you can choose from. I will probably say the themes on Swiftkey might be a little bit more up my alley, but beyond that, there's still a lot of capability here between both. Now, starting off with Swiftkey, if I actually look at them side by side, so if I go and open up a prompt, you can kind of see between both. Clearly, I have the dark mode here, then I have the light mode on my Gboard option. The layout, there's a lot of similarity here, a lot of differences. So on Android, you can go through and basically get your dark mode. You can get this number keypad at the top, which is really nice. But you have your standard button layout. You have everything basically the same. You can see if you go to standard mode, this is what the keyboard will look like here. Now, if you look at the very top, you can see that on Swiftkey, you have these tabs at the very top. On the iPhone Swiftkey version, not quite the same. You have, obviously the tabs that are missing here, but that's because we're on iPhone and Android. The Android Gboard is more similar to this. You see your clipboard that you'll have on both and all this other stuff. But then the keys themselves are also very similar, different. You see the theme on the Swiftkey is a little bit different, it's more light, whereas on Gboard it's a little bit more like, flat a little bit. Now you can also see within Gboard, we do have this G icon right there. This is a quick way of kind of going into your Google browser, and you can actually search for things right into Google. So it is very convenient. Looks like it's not really giving me access here because I have to give it full access here. But if I tap into here, it'll actually allow you to go through and actually search up for Google and things like that, which is actually really cool. And that's built right into the browser. Now Swiftkey doesn't necessarily have that. It does have this Copilot option, which is actually very nice. It is like an AI type of experience here. And that is a really nice thing going on with Swiftkey. Now, between both, I will say Swiftkey, as far as we know, is probably more of a customizable keyboard, so kind of keep that in mind. Now, beyond that, another big thing is kind of the experience with typing and everything like that. From what I've seen, the typing experience is going to be roughly around the same. They both support swipe typing, which is important. Autocorrect is going to be kind of focused in on the system itself, sometimes rather more than the keyboard. That's kind of one thing you're going to be experiencing. Language support is another very big thing. They both support multi-languages, so like I said, that's a very big thing to keep in mind. You can go through and basically have multiple different languages that you can choose from. So you can go through and add a language, and I would say there's going to be a lot more similarity here. So when it comes down to the language support, they're both going to be roughly around the same. So you're not really going to feel like there's like one that supports way more languages than the other. That's not really what's going to end up happening here. And finally, when it comes down to what's supported on what, right? Like they're both supported on the same type of platforms. They're both supported on Androids and iPhones. So it's not really like you're going to be feeling like you're missing out on too much there either, because they're both supported on the same exact platforms. So I would say when it comes down to both of these, right? If you're going to be taking a look at Swiftkey, if you're going to be taking a look at Gboard, I would say there's definitely a lot more similarity than there are differences. I would say if you're more integrated on Google, then maybe Gboard would make a little bit more sense. But if you're integrated more on Microsoft and Microsoft products, especially like with Copilot, then I think Swiftkey kind of has a little bit of an edge when it comes down to it. So when it comes down to that, that's kind of how both these somewhat kind of compare. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.